Well, I tried to do this video twice, actually. The first time somebody had called me, and I had to take the call. And the second time, I was pulling into the mall. I couldn't finish my video, so I said, I'll do it after. I know a lot of you guys are waiting to hear about how the horse is qualified and how the horse is schooled. And I apologize, but now I will get to that. First and foremost, I guess, I woke up this morning and I trained Don't Talk About Bruno 2.5 last half in a minute. I thought he trained rather well. Actually, really happy with him. Really happy with Bruno this morning. I had sat behind him, and I think I trained him once a couple of weeks ago, but before that, well over a month or two. And I was really happy with the way he looked this morning. Now, I warmed up Seasons of Love, and I had a great conversation with Peggy. Peggy and Ken have been clients of ours since when we were down at the other farm, before Tomiko. Rose Run Speedster. Wow, a long time ago now. And I'd said to Peggy, Ken had watched Seasons of Love, trained down, and liked her, and I like her. I still do like her. But as I said to her, even if she qualifies today and she doesn't feel like she's race ready, we'll probably just have the same conversation as we would have if she made a break. And, you're going on July the 10th right now. If she had qualified in the grips in 2:1, 29 seconds, moot point, doesn't matter. But when she made a break, and even if she hadn't have made the break, we still would have had the same conversation. I just think physically she has a lot of maturing to do. Just a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, now, a different situation from Cash Deals last year. She actually got injured, right? She got injured, and we had to give her the summer off, and then she came back really well. But injury or otherwise, Seasons of Love has trained down great. Has had her moments when she just looked fantastic, and truthfully, had her moments where she looked lame. But she was not lame today. She was not sore today. In fact, right before she made the break, her ears came up. She was doing her work very well. She just got out of gear, touched herself, got a little pacey, and run. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's a filly that has shown talent, has shown a great work ethic and desire to do her work, and I lost her today. It's not the end of the world. I think we'll simply turn her out and bring the other filly back in that was due to come back in. Right now. Give her the rest of the summer off. Let her front end catch up to her hind end. She looks like a race car right now. Let her catch up. We'll bring her back in and start her back up in the fall. So Seasons of Love, I wasn't disappointed with the break. The filly didn't do anything wrong today except make a little break. And she's just not ready to race right yet. So let her grow up and fill out. I have no problem with that. And totally different situation with Punch the Clock. James had said the other day, it's getting close to the point where we may need hobbles on Punch the Clock. And she made the break today, and he said, I think you're going to need hobbles on her. She's so racy. She wants to get at it. But again, she's a baby. And he said, she just got a little rattly for a second and rolled off stride. So we'll try her with the hobbles on. She's never had them on her legs before. So we'll try her with the hobbles on today and see how she feels, or next week and see how she feels. Good news is she is qualified. Flat line in 30 days. We don't have to qualify her with the hobbles on, so we'll likely just school her, see how she feels, and put her in to go. I suspect that's what we'll do. Alibaba was the only one I was a little disappointed in today. I felt she was a little flat, to be honest. And I know, a couple people said, well, maybe that's all she can go. I just don't see that. She trained down so good and showed such snap when we moved her all winter long. It's just not present right now. We're going to take the flip-flops off her. I don't think she was getting a hold of the track very good today, because when I asked her down the backstretch, she really had nothing to offer, which has not been Alibaba. Training, even Eric was watching the qualifiers, and we had to talk about setting up Lexington, and he called me and said, that's not Alibaba. The filly doesn't act like that. He's right. So we're going to take those flip-flops off her, do a little vet work on Alibaba. I don't think another qualifier is warranted. I think we'll either put her in to go or ship her out to Illinois. She's ready to go, just not impressed with what I would say would be the final product as we head out into Illinois. I want to see more from this filly, and there's more there. So a little disappointed with her today, but again, it's not like we trained her like she's just no good. She's just one of those horses. That's what she is. I don't feel that's it at all. I think we need to tinker and get her proper, but again, lots of avenues with her. Brace for Landing, I thought was a great day. 58, last half 57 apiece. Must have been 29, 28 apiece on the end of it. Thought he did his work well. That was a good qualifier for him. Now, he's not ready to race where he was to trot in 53, 54. We'll come back with Schooler with him, tighten him up, and then have him in to go. But I was happy with what I saw from Brace for Landing today. Now, we had some Schoolers. Stay Close coming off that bet list. What happened to him? We had taken the bar shoes off him, the normal shoe. A lot of heat in his foot afterwards. I'd say he had a quarter crack coming. That may still be coming, but a quarter crack coming, and just was sore. They turned for home when he rolled off stride. That's what horses that are feet are hurting them make. That's where you'll see them make those breaks. I told you guys 2 types of horses make breaks there: horses that are sore and horses that are no good. And he is certainly a good horse. So I put the flip-flops on him today. He was a little flat, and actually I roared by him down the lane. James had Stay Close. I roared by him with How the Hell right at the wire. And I know I've been so angry about everything that went on with How the Hell the last 3 weeks. And not really angry at anybody or the horse, just angry in general. Here's a horse you just put his nose on the gate and leave him alone. It doesn't get much easier than that. Now, in fairness to Steve Byron, he had 9-hole. Was he looking at the gates? Was he hearing voices in his head? Don't know. But was really frustrated with that break, and I'm sure all my partners can echo that for sure. But he schooled very, very good this morning. Obviously, his knees hurt him a little bit, and a little maintenance there. Left hind, he's an old OCD in that stifle. We'll probably touch those spots up. And I said to Dominic, I will look at my calendar, but the next person to drive How the Hell will be me. And Stay Close, a little flat, I thought, but we'll draw his blood. He finished off his mile good, finished up all right. But as I said to Dominic, the whole point was not to go out and go an even mile. And James went out and went an even mile with him. And, him and I were butting heads after. And now, James and I butt heads generally because he wants to see everything go well. The problem is that he doesn't understand that he gets to see most of what happens in hindsight, right? Like many of us do. You look at you'll see something happen that you don't like, and you'll be like, we should have done this. Well, yeah, but you're looking at it from now, right? Things that went well, you'd be like, oh, well, that was all right then. We don't get to do that. This is the real world. We don't get to do that. So, when it comes to Stay Close, when it comes to How the Hell, I think for now we're just going to continue to butt heads because him and I don't agree on a couple of things. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. We went out with Widespread Panic. She was scratch eggs. He's never seen the gate in his life, but as it turned out, he didn't care about the gate. He was perfectly fine with it. In fact, maybe the quietest I've ever seen him. Went out of there, trotted good, got out of gear a couple of times, got on the right line in the last turns. He needs some work done. I don't know. I know what he does need. He doesn't need the Murphy blind on the outside, and he doesn't need the head pole on the inside. We're just going to go to the line pole on the inside of that horse. I was really happy with his composure today. He could have run 3 times in the mile easily, and he chose to stay and work. So I was impressed with Widespread Panic. A huge improvement. So obviously the work that Danny and everybody's putting into this horse is definitely coming to fruition, because that is not the horse I remember when he left Ohio. He was really tricky, really hot, really ornery and rude. Not the case today. He was very, very good. Although we only went a mile in 2.5, but we were at the quarter in 35 seconds. So a good mile from Widespread Panic. I guess he is ready to qualify, so we'll have him in to qualify. And AC Swan went a mile in 2.5 also. She was okay, but again, inch by inch by inch, she's starting to get better. So I wouldn't say a bad day. I wasn't disappointed with Seasons of Love. I liked her attitude, her work ethic. She just can't function right now. She's growing. She's going through a growth spurt. Punch the Clock, pretty easy fix. Put the hobbles on her. We'll probably, today is what? Tuesday. We'll probably train her in the hobbles on Friday and school her next Tuesday with the hobbles on. I suspect that's where we'll go with Punch the Clock. So those are the 2 horses that had made breaks. Alibaba, I think we can spark her up a little bit. Just needs a little vet work done, change those shoes up front, and get her moving. I think that's a pretty easy fix also. What that finished product, as I said, would look like, I don't know yet. I have no idea. But we're going to find out soon enough. Brace for Landing, get that schooler into him and see how it was. I was happy with, as I said, with his composure, his behavior today. Both were very, very good. And then the schoolers were actually better than I thought. Stay Close, a little flat. We'll draw the blood and just see if it was just him being flat with James or whether there was something going on, but I don't think so. He looked fine to me after. He was sharp as a tack after. How the Hell I know James said, oh, he's making noise, he's doing this, he's doing that. That's him, right? I know James may not like that. I don't care. That's how it is with How the Hell, and he'll bounce back. As I said to him, he trotted a mile in 54.4 3 starts ago. And you can say, oh, he followed speed. Doesn't matter. He still trotted in 54 and a piece. So to think that he can't handle a 56 mile and get the job done, I think is unfair and not true when it comes to the horse. He passed Stay Close down the lane today, so clearly he's still got the eye of the tiger. We're getting him into a better position now. I'm just very, very frustrated. I guess apologetic, but frustrated to no end with the breaks from How the Hell. He just seems like such an easy horse to drive, and then for him to make breaks is just mind-boggling to me. But I guess that's part on me too. He made that break on me coming out of the last turn, so I guess I can't talk. And also, as I said, Brace was good. All of the qualifiers were okay. We'll fix Punch the Clock. We're going to turn the other filly out. Everything that was qualified today was fine. The schoolers I thought were good too. Widespread Panic, probably the biggest surprise of the entire day, was Widespread Panic. Happy with him in AC Swan. So still moving forward. All the horses today, there weren't any standouts. There weren't any wow factor type qualifiers or schoolers, but everything was okay from where I stand on today. So I'll be back later on this evening. We'll talk about how the horses did tonight. We get some horses in tonight, both here and in the States, I believe. We'll get you updates on everything, but for now, your morning is over. I'm going to get a little bite to eat for lunch and continue on my day. Take care.